cousin. It's your favorite cousin, Can here at the Lighthouse Women's Wellness Center. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about knowledge or intellect versus wisdom because I know that I am talking to some very, very intellectual, very smart women out there. A lot of you are career professionals or you are working on your job, you have a business. There's something that you are doing to contribute to the world in a major way already. You may not be in your life purpose work completely, but you are definitely on your way. And I'm here to have this conversation with you today because, of course, it's always spirit led, but there is a need for women in particular to not only have knowledge or intellect, but to have wisdom and discernment. That is something that is missing from a lot of women. When I have conversations with women, we're doing our private sessions, I am coming across a lot of women that don't have discernment when it comes to making decisions in their life, whether it's the people that they're dealing with, the places that they're going, the things that they're doing. A lot of women, we don't have the ability to have that discernment until we connect to spirit. After we connect to spirit, then we have the discernment, then we have the wisdom. But until then, we don't have the wisdom or discernment. So we can have the knowledge and we can be knowledgeable about many different things, but that discernment is missing and that wisdom is missing. And that's a lot of times why women, we get caught up with men. Men are normally leading the woman because the woman is spiritually disconnected and she does not have the wisdom or discernment that is necessary for her to be in a partnership and be an actual partner with the man. So that's the reason why the man feels like the woman is beneath him. It's because a lot of times women are beneath their man because they lack discernment and wisdom, which is what the woman brings to the partnership. A woman is going to bring discernment, wisdom, and guidance to a relationship. And this is just a little sidebar. Whenever you're in a relationship with a man, you think about it like this. The man was created to work and to do and to go. Okay, that's the masculine energies. It's speed, it's velocity, it's movement. He is the builder. All right, he is the car. You are the GPS, which means that you have the guidance, the intuition to guide the man where he's going. So a lot of times what is happening is the men are guiding themselves and doing the work at the same time, and it's difficult for them to pull all of the weight. So a lot of times, you'll see men that are accomplishing things in their life, but they don't have a wife with the wisdom to give them that direction, that clarity to make things clear for him so that it can relieve the pressure from him so he can just do what it is that he needs to do. And he has that solid backing from his wife, knowing that he has clear direction. That clear direction that women we get through our intuition, it comes from our creator. It comes from the source. But when we are disconnected from the source because of our thoughts, because of our feelings, our emotions, our behaviors and different things, then we don't have the ability to guide in a way where we can pull the relationship forward together. So let's talk about wisdom and discernment because like I said, I know that you all are very smart and a lot of you have very powerful positions and you have very successful businesses and you are doing great things in your life when it comes to your finances and your career and things like that. Some of you are on your way and some of you are already there, but I'm here to let you know that you can climb the corporate ladder. You can climb whatever ladder it is when it comes to business, going into investments and being this professional woman. But if you lack discernment and wisdom, then that is going to take you out of your feminine energy and put you into a masculine energy, and you will be repelling your partner. So, if you want to be in a partnership, it is very important for the woman to know that, yes, you are supposed to have knowledge and intellect, but you should be leading with your wisdom. You should be leading with compassion. You should be leading with discernment. You should be leading from a restful place instead of a forceful place, meaning that you're out there trying to make things happen for yourself. When you get in alignment with spirit, spirit is going to be taking care of you. Okay. For all of you out there that want a divine partnership and you want to be in a twin flame relationship, let me tell you something. Before you meet your partner, you should be one on one, knee to knee with the creator first, meaning that you are not in the driver's seat of your life. You are not making things happen for yourself anymore. You are allowing our creator to take care of you. There's levels to this. Okay, there's levels to this. Before you get to the point to where you're ready to release and let spirit take control of your life and you follow that guidance from spirit, you are going to become a successful professional woman first. And you're going to see just how stressful it is to live that lifestyle of being a professional woman, regardless if you are in the corporate world or if you are a business professional. You will see how stressful it is to live that lifestyle, and then you will start to go within and do the healing work and release. Okay. Once you start to release, then things will get shaken up. Okay. Shaking the table. I'm letting you know. Spirit gonna come through and shake things up for you. But it's for your highest good. So the things that you used to pride yourself in doing and the things that you used to hang your hat on and say, oh, I'm this professional or I have this degree or I've done this or I've made this amount of money, all those things will mean nothing because spirit will take all those things and completely remove them from your life. Or you will decide that you're going to go a different direction, which is what I did. I decided that even though I became a professional woman, I became a professional guide to many, many people all over the world, I decided that there was no amount of money that was worth me not being happy within. There was no amount of money that was worth me not taking care of myself. There was nobody who could give me more love or compassion or anything like that if I wasn't giving it to myself. And I wasn't giving it to myself. So although I was receiving a lot of love from people online, I was not necessarily giving it to myself because I didn't have time. I was the type that I was recording all the time. You all know when I was on YouTube, I used to record all the time. I gave my all on YouTube. And once I got to the point to where I had no more to give, then I had to go within and start working on myself. So it's okay if you're at the point where things are changing for you and you don't really know where your life is going. You just feel like the person that you used to be, you're not that person anymore. And the identity that you used to have, you don't have that identity anymore. It's okay. It's completely normal. On the spiritual path, you have the right and the freedom to just be. Be who you want to be and follow your bliss. Do whatever it is that makes you feel good. You don't have to live by the world standard where it says that if you graduate from college and you're a nurse, then you have to stay a nurse. Or if you graduate from college and you become a doctor, you have to stay a doctor. You can't go in any other lane. You have to stay in this profession until you retire. It's not like that on the spiritual path. On the spiritual path, you can change and change and change, and you should change. In life, we should accept that we are going to go through cycles of change, and it's completely normal and it's completely okay. But I will let you know that there are times on this path when things are changing and it's not by your hand. It's not because of what you're doing. It's because of what spirit is doing. And you can feel like you're in the dark sometime. You can feel like things are upside down. You feel like you're doing the right thing for yourself and everything just feel like it just went out of control. But that's exactly the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be because spirit will take you on a roller coaster ride and show you who is really in control. And when you learn to relax in the flow, it's like really being on a roller coaster ride. As long as you just sit back in that chair, and just let the ride go, then you're fine. But once you start panicking, you throwing your hands up, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're crying, then you're on the roller coaster ride and you're not going to enjoy it. But if you just relax back and just know that everything is going to be okay. It may seem like the roller coaster ride is going crazy and it may feel terrible and you just want to get off. Trust me, it's going to end. The cycle is going to end. But when you're on a spiritual roller coaster ride, you're actually developing. You're going through your development. Spirit is always in control. Spirit is never going to leave you on a path by yourself, even though there will be times where you feel like you are alone, but you're never alone. So let's talk about it, all right? Because I know that there are a lot of women that are out there. You are very prideful, and women, we do have pride. Women do have egos. Yes, we do. It's not just men, but women too. And when it comes to our career, and when it comes to our money, when it comes to the things that we have accomplished in life, women, we can pride ourselves on those things. And let me tell you something. Whenever you pride yourself on things that are external, when those things are taken away from you, or that is no longer a part of your identity, then you can start to feel like you're not worthy or you don't have the confidence that you used to have because you don't have the things that you used to have. Let me tell you how spirit works. Spirit will take those things away from you and put you in a place where you will sometimes be secluded from everybody and you won't have all of those things anymore. But it's only to show you that your true value, it lies within you. It's not about what you're doing that makes you valuable. And this is a lesson for humanity, not just women, but men too. We have to learn that. It's okay for us to do things in this life. Of course, we're coming here to do things, but the body is doing things. All right. The soul has incarnated into the body, and we can do things because of that. But don't forget the fact that you are not the body, you are not the accomplishments. So, like I always tell you, you're not your experiences when they're negative. Okay, you're just having negative experiences, and it's the same thing for the positive. You're not your experiences where you have positive things to happen. It's just an experience because there can be times throughout your life when you no longer can identify with those things that you once were very proud of. It can be stripped away from you, or like I said, you can release them and then you will become a new person. So, throughout your life, you are going to transform so many times if you allow this. All right. You are going to transform into so many different women, and it's always going to be better. You're always going to be a better person. So if you look back and reflect over the last 12 months of your life, think about your growth. Think about if you have accomplished the things that you said you were going to accomplish. And just be honest, you can leave it in the comments or not, but just be for real with yourself. Ask yourself, are you accomplishing your goals, not just your professional goals? We can get so wrapped up in our professional goals because we have to take on these masculine roles because a lot of us are the head of the household. So we can get so wrapped up in our professional goals that we neglect our personal wellness goals. And that lifestyle is no longer acceptable because spirit is creating order. All right. And when spirit creates order, it's going to get done regardless. And it ain't going to feel good. And I did say ain't. Okay. It's not going to feel good when spirit steps in. And spirit is doing that in the world, period. Okay. But we're just in the world. So that means we're going to catch it too. So if it's time for you to make some transitions and make some changes, you know what it is that you need to change. You know what it is that you need to do. It would be wise to do it. And I use the word wise because this is where wisdom comes in. Wisdom is doing what you know you need to do regardless of how you feel. That's a wise person. And a lot of times, women, we're so caught up in what everybody else wants us to do, or so caught up in our job or our business and, producing, that we're not using wisdom and discernment when it comes to our own well being. Okay. We have to put ourselves first. There's no way that we can be a good wife to our husband or a good mother to our children or even a good leader to anybody else if we are not taking care of ourselves first. It doesn't happen like that. We have to put ourselves first. And ladies, I'm telling you this because I've had to go through this myself. So a lot of people were looking for me and they were wondering where I was at. Well, I had to take care of myself. And it's not because I wanted to, but this is just a part of my life purpose to do this type of work. Because those of us that are doing this type of work, we're helping to bring everybody else up. So it was just time for me to focus on myself. So if you know that you're being guided to release something or release a job or release a business, and men, if you're listening, it's the same thing for you all too. It doesn't matter who's listening to this. If you know you are being guided to let something go, it's time. It's time. And you may not know all the details because that's how spirit works. You don't get the details. If you don't take the first step, you won't ever see the next step. It's how it goes. Because, of course, spirit won't put too much on us. We won't get more on us than we can bear. So if you know you've been guided to take a step, whatever that step is, whatever it is that you know you've been guided to do, you know you've been guided to take that step. But if you're afraid to take that step, you're not going to get the next step. And if you say that this year is going to be your year, then cousin, you gonna have to take that step, baby. You gonna have to, them little white baby shoes, that we used to put on back in the day. The little walking shoes, the little boot. Yeah, you got to put your little white boots on, cousin. Okay? You gonna learn how to get to walking. You gonna have to learn how to get to walking. Because if you don't, then this time next year, you're going to be in the same place. And I know that you don't want to hear that, but I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I'm not here to sugarcoat this and make it look cute. There's some spiritual women out here, they're so pretty and cutesy and talking about meditation and living your best life. And it's so cute, the little curly hair, them girls. This ain't that. This ain't that. Because I know the ones I'm talking to. Y'all hard headed. Y'all hard headed. I already know because I was one of them ones too. So I know who I'm talking to, them ones. All right. This is the truth and it's the facts. And I'm telling you the truth. You know what you need to do. You may not know why you're not doing it, but I'm telling you why you're not doing it is because you're afraid. You're afraid of the outcome, or maybe you don't want to deal with the consequence of what may happen when you take those steps. But this is for men and women. It doesn't matter what happened, doesn't matter what the consequences are, it doesn't matter what happens. Whenever spirit tell you to move and you get that feeling from within to do something, it would be wise for you to do so. Or else you will be a person that's in this world that knows a lot but does nothing. There's a lot of people who know a lot, especially in the spiritual community, especially in the conscious community. They have so much knowledge, but they don't have wisdom because that comes from spirit. We don't get wisdom just because. We're granted the wisdom. We are granted the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Then we have wisdom, we have knowledge and understanding. We have to have all three. And all three of those is what is enlightenment. And when we have enlightenment, which is the highest vibration of all next to love, once we are enlightened from spirit, that is what creates change in our lives. That is how you change and never go back. There's a lot of people that are battling with their flesh because they have not been granted the wisdom to go with the knowledge so they have the understanding. They don't have that. They have the knowledge. They know what they need to do, so they're trying to do it with their own body and their flesh, but the wisdom comes from spirit. So there's aspects of us that have to be connected in order for us to have this understanding, which gives us this enlightenment, and it's a spark. That's what Spark the Flame is about. Because once you have enlightenment, you cannot go back to the way you used to be. So y'all know, and I've told you many times, I've had many addictions. Y'all know I used to drink. I used to smoke for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I used to eat everything I wanted to eat. Okay? That was just the lifestyle I used to live. I used to buy whatever I wanted to buy. I used to shop like crazy. Okay? Completely out of control. So I know what I'm talking about because I've had to be on both ends of the spectrum. So when I was on that end, okay, like my mom used to say, on that end, when I was on that end where I was doing whatever it is that I wanted to do, I had a lot of knowledge. I knew what I needed to do. I graduated from college. I was making money. I knew I had the knowledge, but I did not have wisdom, which means that even though I was successful in this world system, when it came to my spiritual growth, I wasn't healthy. I had no growth when it came to spirituality. And that's what the lighthouse is here for. The lighthouse is here to help you to become spiritually grown. You may be grown in the physical, but in the spiritual realm, you may be a little baby because you're going around and around and around because the things you need to do, you're not doing it. So then you're disconnected spiritually. That's why I tell y'all to join a spiritual alignment class. All right. So you can get in alignment with your spirit. Because once you get in alignment with your spirit, then you'll have the success in this world, but you'll also have the spiritual success, which will give you that discernment, that wisdom, that knowledge, and that understanding, and the enlightenment, which will change your life. When spirit gives you that enlightenment, spirit has to activate that within you. You cannot do it with your mind. You cannot do it with your actions other than you submitting. The only thing you can do is submit to spirit and listen. Close your mouth. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop eating what you're eating. Stop moving like you're moving. Get quiet so you can hear and spirit can speak, and then you can start flowing. Once you start doing that, and spirit is able to prune and cut away those things from you that no longer serves you, you might want it in your life, but spirit knows what needs to go in order for you to grow. Once those things are cut away, then you can grow and you can blossom. Because when I'm looking at my red friends in front of me, my red friends, sidebar, okay? If y'all know who my red friends are, go over to my TikTok and y'all see all the red birds that are always in my yard. I call them my red friends. But they sitting here on the street chilling. And I'm not talking about one or two. I have a yard full of cardinals over here all the time. And y'all know these are the Christ birds. So, these are my homies. So anyway, I'm letting you know, if you want the enlightenment, that is how you change your life. You don't change your life with wisdom. And you can't change your life with just knowledge. You have to have wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding, because that is going to spark something within you that will change you internally. And it will not be a battle. Many people are battling in the spirit because they don't want to submit in some type of way. They don't want to submit to spirit. There's some things that they need to give up, but they say, no, I don't want to do it. Only you know if that's you. I can't tell you if that's you or not. Only you know. I'm just here to give you the message. If you want this year to take you to the next level, because remember, every year we should be growing spiritually, you should be going to your next level. If you want your life to change, there's some things that you're going to have to let go. And that's in your physical life, mentally, emotionally. There are some things that you're holding on to. Listen, it's over. Those things are over. It's time to bury that stuff. It's time to get over it because it's time for you to move on. But if you cannot let go of some things that are holding on to you, or you're holding on to them, that are holding you hostage from your next level, it was an experience. That experience is over. If you're going through an experience now, then know that that cycle is going to end. It will end, but there is work that you still have to do. So I'm telling you, this is not an easy path. You either get it or you don't. That's how spirit works. Either you're passing the test or you are not. And if your life is not where you want it to be, or you're not happy inside, there's some things that need to be adjusted. And there are many people from many different religions, from all walks of life, that believe that they're connected to the source. And I'm here to tell you that they are not. Because when you're connected to the source, there is a level of peace that comes with being connected to the source that you just have inside. Before you get connected to the spirit, you're always frustrated, irritated, agitated, all the time, angry, bitter, full of resentment. All of that comes from a lower frequency, and we all start there. But once you start to grow and you start to evolve and you let spirit work with you and you start listening, you start getting the guidance, you start doing things differently, you start living differently, you start letting things go, then all of that is released from your energy and from your aura. Then you become light. Then you become more and more connected to spirit, and then you have the peace. The peace comes from you not having that heavy burden on you anymore. But holding on is a choice. Holding on to people, that's a choice. Holding on to things that happened to you in your past, that's a choice. Holding on to certain mindsets, that's a choice. Even holding on to certain religions, that's a choice. It's on you, because those are all things that can be changed. And I'm here to tell you that when you're working with spirit, you're rocking with spirit, you're going with the Most High. When I say spirit, y'all know I'm talking about the Most High, the creator of all life now. When you're rocking with spirit for real, you will be guided to remove yourself from a lot of different things that you probably feel like you would never let go of. I'm telling you, it's real. It's very real. But a lot of people are not willing. But those who were created to do it, you can do it. And you will do it. Will it be easy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You think Christ thought it was easy to be crucified? But he knew what he came here to do. And we have to remember that we came here to do something, not to get our way, not to be a part of these systems, not to be a part of these families, not to having all these different things. It's not about the things or the people. We're here to leave an impact. We're here to change this world in some type of way. Those of you that are listening to me, because those who still want to be on that lower frequency, they're not here anymore. They're not going to be attracted to me anymore. They're going to go on somewhere else. Okay. And that's completely fine with me. But I know who I'm talking to. I know who I came back here to talk to. I know exactly who I came back here to talk to. Those of you that are ready to go to that next level, because as you go to your next level, guess what? You're bringing other people up with you. You're never doing anything just for you. We always do everything for the collective. The work that I do, I don't just do it for me. I'm doing it for the whole, for the all. And that's what makes me keep going, honestly. Because I heard years ago, Spirit told me, don't do it for them, do it for me. Because there's not one person that I can think about that has always done me right. Every single person in my life has always done me wrong in some type of way, other than, my young children. Every single person that I know in my personal life. And I could have easily chose the route of I don't want to deal with nobody. And I get like that sometimes. Y'all know I didn't keep it 1,000 with y'all. I already told you I get like that. Where I feel like, you know what? I don't feel like being bothered. I don't. And I allow myself to feel like that for a short period of time. But I also know that my purpose and what I came here to do is greater than my feelings. I got to get out of my feelings. I can't be thinking about how people have treated me when I know full well the Spirit has told me you can't do it for people. You got to do it for me. So it's bigger than me. And your life is bigger than you. And whatever it is that you've been through, it's time for you to get up and get over because you got something here to do. Okay. So it's okay if you want to set goals for yourself this year. If you want to go back to school, if you want to get a degree, if you want to get some training, which I suggest everybody go and get you some training. All right. If you at that level where you're working, you need some training. I tell my own daughter that. I tell my children that. I tell everybody in my life. If you are having a difficult time financially, you need some training. You need to be trained to do something. Because if you're not trained to do something, then nobody's going to hire you. A lot of people feel like they have a hard time finding a job. You don't have a hard time finding a job. You're just not trained to do anything. Once you become trained to do something, then people are looking for you. Business owners are looking for you because you know how to do what they need you to do in their business. Okay. And that's for whoever needs it out there because I know we're all at different levels. There are some of you that are higher up and you're already successful and you're doing well financially, but there are some people who are still trying to make it and still trying to get up there. I've been there too. I've been there too. And guess what I had to do? Go get some training. And once I found out by me going to get training, doing something, anything, no matter what it is, just pick something that you can tolerate. It's not going to be what you're going to do for the rest of your life, but do something. Once I found that out, oh, it was over for me. It was over for me. I never stopped getting training. I was getting training. I was like, I had got to the point because where I said, you know what? I don't need another degree. I don't need no more training. I'm just going to stick with one thing. Because when I tell you, baby, I went for it because I always felt like, you know what? I'm never going to be without a job. I can go and get work anywhere. And I was like that when I worked. I can go and get a job anywhere. They was looking for me. And that's how you want to be. If you going to work, you don't want to be going to these employers and going to people like you begging for a job. No, they need you just as much as you need that money. Okay? So you have to put yourself in a position to where you are valuable to that company. And when you go into an interview and you go and present who you are, they know that they need you. That's for whoever needs it. If you need more money, you need to go get training. I did not say go back to college, okay? Because I don't recommend college. That's just me, because I've done it. Not unless you know exactly what it is that you want to do, and you need to go get further training for that. But when I'm talking about training, I'm talking about get a trade. Go find a way for you to be trained to use your hands to be able to make money, or to use your brain to be able to make money for yourself and for your family. And if what you're making is not enough, then you need some additional training. It's okay for you to switch lanes and go do something else. There's nothing wrong with that. I went from working in hospitals and clinics and taking care of patients to real estate. And then I went to life insurance. There's nothing that says that you have to stay doing the one thing that you're doing. Now, I suggest you master whatever it is that you go after. Do it for a few years. I would say a 3-year cycle, because we have 3-year cycles. Do it for 3 years and then move forward. Because I'll guarantee you, after 3 years, you're gonna be ready to move on anyway. Not unless you're complacent and you're just okay with where you are. And if you get okay with where you are, that means you're not growing. So everybody, especially those of you that are listening to me, everybody needs to be moving forward this year. If you know that you've been in a cycle for more than 3 years, it's time for you to move forward if you want this to be your year. If you're saying this is the year that you grow, then you're going to have to do something different. Okay? It just is what it is. All right. And when it comes to knowledge, there's nothing wrong with you getting knowledge. For those of you that are really, big on getting knowledge and learning, because listen, I've been there too. Like I just told you, I've been there. But having knowledge is not enough. You need the wisdom, and you need the knowledge, and you need the understanding. It's time for you to start working on yourself. It's time for you to start working on yourself. I'm going to say that one more time. It's time for you to start working on yourself. And you already know that. You already know that, because you can be successful in your personal life and you can be successful financially, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually, you can be sick. You can be very sick. And if you lack the wisdom, then you're not able to take care of yourself. You lack the discernment, you're not able to take care of yourself. It's time for you to take care of yourself. Remember, what you do and what you don't do, it affects us all. It's not just you not doing what's best for you. When you decide that you're going to overwork yourself and you're not going to take care of yourself, then you are impacting us all with that energy. All right? And for those of you that are out there doing the work, look, we in it together. You're not by yourself. It's hard, but we in the trenches together. So keep going, okay? Keep moving forward and keep doing what it is that you're doing. Okay. So this is just something I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to give you a tip that will help you moving forward over the next 12 months, because it's all about results over here. I already told y'all, if you need assistance, if you need any type of support on your healing and transformation journey, make sure you join us over in spiritual alignment class. I have plenty of resources and I have plenty of ways to help you moving forward. You're not alone. Okay. But here's just one thing I want to share with you before you go. Over the next 12 months, I want you to spend some time each month, starting this month in January. At the end of each month, I want you to reflect over your decisions, the decisions that you are making. You need to spend time reflecting. Now, I do this every day. I do it every day. If you haven't gotten to the point to where you're doing it every day, at least every month, you want to be thinking about how your decisions and what you're doing is impacting your life. And I'm not just talking about financially, I'm not just talking about with your career, because your emotional wellness, your spiritual wellness, and your personal wellness is impacting you in every area of your life. Once you get the wisdom and the discernment and you get spiritually connected to the source, then everything else is going to open up for you. If you are having blockages and you're not moving forward, then there are some things that need to be adjusted when it comes to your mental wellness, your physical wellness, your spiritual wellness, and your emotional wellness. Okay? If you need support with this, then you can go over to the Lighthouse, and we have the personal growth system, which I created myself. It took me 2.5 months to create this system, but you need a system for your life. If you don't have a system for your life, It's like you waking up every single day, you're going to work or you're going into your business, but you don't have a blueprint. So you need to create a blueprint for your life. Just like if a person is building a house. If you're building a house, you need to have a blueprint so that you can have structure so you can know what you're doing. But most people are getting up every day and going through life, but you don't have a blueprint and you don't know where you're going. We need to work on this. Humanity needs to work on this, but especially women, because a lot of us, like I said before, we are the head of the household. So it's not just us having a plan for ourselves, but we're guiding our children, we're guiding our grandchildren. Everybody else is following us. So go to the lighthouse and create your personal growth system. Now, you already know if you're in spiritual alignment class already, you're listening to this, then the next step would be to create your personal growth system. Because after your 4 weeks, after you have committed to working on yourself, you worked on your week of consistency, you worked on your week of discipline, you worked on your week of self awareness, you worked on your week of mindfulness, and you're ready to go. Now you're in alignment spiritually. Then the next step is to create your personal growth system so that you can have that blueprint moving forward. Most women don't have structure. You're just living and surviving. And it's time for us to get out of survival mode so that we can thrive and become the women that we were created to become. And that's not women that's working hard and stressing and working to the bone. Mm-mm. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not for us. And I know it seems crazy, but the more you let go and you allow spirit to guide you, your creator knows what you were created to do. And your creator will take care of you just like creator takes care of everything else that has been created. So if you want to be in a relationship with a man, another sidebar, if you want to be in a relationship with a man, first you need to get connected spiritually because you want to have the discernment and you want to have the wisdom before you go into this partnership with this person. It's very critical. Or else you're going to have a man that's controlling your life and leading you, but you don't have the connection to the source. And that's dangerous. That is dangerous. You do not want to be at the mercy of anybody. Okay? You just don't want to be that way. And women, we know because a lot of us have been through relationships in the past and we know how it goes. All right? So let's learn and let's move forward. And we're going to get into healthy partnerships, but first we're going to become healthy women. All right? And that's just the message. Create your personal growth system. If you haven't done so already, go over to the Lighthouse. You can do that or join us in spiritual alignment class. Start off with your reset because spiritual alignment class is just a reset. It's to help you to get in alignment. Once you're in alignment, then you create your personal growth system. And if you want to move forward from there, then you go on to spiritual advancement master's program where I have 50 plus videos where I am walking you through everything when it comes to spirituality, everything and anything you want to know about the spiritual path. You have video support right there. All right. And you have access to the private group chat, which I already know. I'm always in there. I'm always texting in there. You can ask me questions. You can DM me privately. I have a private community. So when y'all don't see me out here all the time, I'm not out here all the time because I'm in the private community. Those are the women that I need to help. Even though I'm here to give you these messages, I am here to help the women that are ready to move forward. Okay? All right. So start to do some self reflection. Once you do your self reflection every month, then start to make some adjustments. Get you a journal. A journal is not optional. All right. When you're on this path of growth, you need a journal because you're going to have to document your experiences and you're going to need your journal so that you can write down your plans, your goals, and so you can know where you're going. I just told you we got to build this blueprint out. So you're going to need to write down what it is happening in your life and what it is that you're going to do moving forward. Making decisions is very important. It's very important. And you have to keep your promises to yourself. This does not work if you do not learn how to keep your promises to yourself, ladies. If you are still the type of person that knows you need to do something, but you're not doing it, you'll get there. Okay? I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you because I'm telling you, if you don't learn how to keep your promises to yourself, you will not move forward. And I don't want that for you, but I know everybody ain't going to make it. I'm just going to keep it real with you. But for those of you to say, you know what, I'm going to start keeping my promises to me. I deserve this. I deserve a better life. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have a peaceful life. You're the only person that's going to save you. You can have support, you can have guidance. You have that here. But you're the only one that's going to be able to make those decisions when you're no longer hearing my voice or you're no longer listening to anybody else that you listen to. You have to go back into your life and you're going to have to get really stern about making some decisions in your life. And y'all know I play a lot. But when it comes to my life, I don't play about my life because I know my life is valuable, you know? But there was a time when I used to play. I had my time to play. We all have our time to play. Spirit will give us that time to play. But once that time is up, then it's like, okay, it's time for you to get in position because you have a valuable position and it's your time. If you hear this message, it's your time. All right. So start monitoring your decisions, keep your promises to yourself. And the last thing you want to do is monitor your growth. Now, if you go over to the lighthouse, when you get to the home screen, you'll see where it says check yourself. All right. So at the top of the screen, you'll see where it says the Divine Feminine Headquarters. You'll see that going across, and then you'll see another bar at the top that says check yourself. And that is a way for you to monitor your growth every single month. You do not have to pay for that. This is another sidebar. There are things over at the Lighthouse that are completely free. You do not even have to pay for them. So there's really no excuse. If you're not getting over to the lighthouse and getting the things that you need and you're just out here wandering around, that's just because you want to wander around. You don't have to. Okay. You don't have to because you have a lot of support. So, yes, there are some things you're going to have to invest in yourself, but there are also some free resources over there for you too. So you can get some assistance on your path. Now, the personal growth system at the top of the screen, you'll see it as soon as you go to the lighthouse, you'll see where it says monitor your growth. Click on that, put in your name, put in your email, and then it's going to take you to the survey. This survey is going to be about you. So this is going to be the way you monitor yourself. And you can do this every month. And this is what I suggest. Every month you do this. You go through this series of questions. It's about maybe 10 questions where you'll go through these different questions and you'll answer these questions yes or no. The questions that are on the survey are questions like, did you take breaks when you felt tired? Did you release expired relationships this month? Did you consume nutritional food? Did you keep your promises to yourself? Did you spend time in nature? Did you meditate? Okay. And you just click yes or no, yes or no. And you have to be honest. Honesty is the key. I'm not going to know if this is right or wrong. You have to know. I don't know if this is right or wrong. You got to be real with yourself. And this is not to judge yourself, it's just so you can make observations. Because remember, the only thing we're doing in this life is making observations and making adjustments. Okay. So you answer these questions yes or no. Did you focus on self improvement? Did you follow spirit for guidance? Did you take your spiritual bath? All of this is in the survey. After you answer the questions yes or no, then for each one that you answer yes, you're going to get a 7. And for each one that you answer no, you're going to get a 0. So you'll grade yourself at the bottom of the survey. And then you'll get a score. Now, when you get that score at the bottom, you have to be honest, all right? But that's your score. So that's how you did for the month. Now, if you want that number to increase, the things that are on the list, the questions that you answered moving forward, then you're going to have to make some adjustments in these areas. When you start making adjustments in these areas, you're going to see things change in your life. It sounds simple, but it's not simple. And we all know that. It's hard to eat nutritional food every day, especially when you come from eating whatever you want to eat. I know. It's hard to meditate and spend quiet time when you're used to scrolling or being around people all the time. It sounds easy, but it's not easy. But you have to set time aside for you to do these things. And you'll also have that guidance in the personal growth system where you'll actually create a guide for yourself where you'll know throughout the day, this is how your day is going to go. This is how your week is going to go. This is how your month is going to go. So you'll set those boundaries. Now, will things change? Yes, things will change, but you always have that boundary to keep yourself in line so you won't be out of control. All right. So that's what I want to share with you today. This is definitely a message for those of you who are ready to move forward because you know I'm all about that action. If you ain't about no action, this ain't the spot for you. You might as well go on here and unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. You can stay. You can stay because it may not be time. Okay. It may not be your time. You may not be at the point to where you're ready to change. And that's cool. But this is what I always tell people. If you're not at the point where you're ready to change, at least you know that the reason why things are going the way that it's going for you is just because you are okay with it. Pretty much. Okay. You're okay with it. So if you're okay with things being the way that they are, then you don't have to really worry about no change. You good. And I know we all been there before, knowing you need to do something and you don't want to do it. It's just what it is. And that is completely okay. We all are at different levels of awareness, and Spirit gives us all the space that we need to do whatever it is that we need to do. But just know that, time is changing. All right. Humanity has been here for a long time. So time is dwindling down. So things are changing fast. And I want you to be able to keep up with the time and the change and the frequencies that are elevating around us. I don't want you to fall off. I don't want you to fall down. I don't want you to get caught out here slipping. So I have plenty of resources for you over at the Lighthouse. You make sure that you go over to the Lighthouse if you need any support. Of course, I'm going to tell you join us in spiritual alignment class because that will definitely help you on your spiritual wellness journey. Okay. So I love you so much. It's your favorite cousin Ken here at the Lighthouse Women's Wellness Center. We have plenty of resources for you. And there's so many things that I have in store for you ladies coming up. So stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And you know what? I never say that, but if y'all want me to keep on uploading these videos over here, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Because if y'all not like, commenting, and subscribing, y'all already know I told y'all what I'm about to do. Because I'm normally on TikTok. I really don't come over here on YouTube like that. So if YouTube is not doing what it needs to do, then I'm going to go ahead and head over to TikTok, which you do see a change with the podcast today because I was doing the edit and I was doing, the picture and the motion and everything like that, but we ain't doing that. We going back to just straight audio because this works and, I can broadcast it everywhere it needs to go on Amazon Music, Apple Music, YouTube, all at one time. So this is what works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it like that for now and send the messages out this way. If you haven't already, make sure you follow the Lighthouse Women's Wellness on TikTok because that's where we will be. And if you need further assistance, make sure you join us in spiritual alignment class because that's where I'm always at. All right. All right, cousin. I love y'all so much and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.